Okay, so here we are, and all going well. I won't have to stop the filming of this practice. I'm trying to do it with good quality sound. So, dear gods and goddesses, I pray for good sound today. It's just started to get a little cooler here, but over the last week, it's just been a couple of weeks, it's been busy, and I started to get quite congested. So here I am with a video that I hope will help you. So one thing that I did turn to was my coach and my doTERRA oil said to me to use a little bit of easy air and a little bit of Onguard. But I mean, use what you've got. Maybe you've got a bit of eucalyptus would be really helpful. Um, Rub your palms together. Rub it just a couple of drops. You might put a bit on your chest. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry about the microphone. Maybe inhale it. Oh my goodness, that's so nice. And I'll put those near the altar so that they're blessed by the gods. And so let's just sit well. Let's just sit up tall, open up through the chest, because often when we're not feeling well, we're low on energy, we're rounding. So let's sit up tall, broaden through the chest. Take a deep breath in through both nostrils. And then exhale out of your mouth. And maybe close your eyes. You don't have to though. Just making a commitment to turn inward and really feel what's happening inside right now. Tuning into your natural breath. And maybe bringing the hands together at the heart. And sensing into what it is you would like to cultivate via this practice. You might like to release stuffiness. You might like to maintain a good sense of radiant health. You might like to cultivate some of that radiance right now in your chest, in your nostrils and your sinuses. So tune into what is a perfect intention for you right in this moment, even if you've done this video before, practiced this video before. Come here into the now. And feel your sit bones on the ground. Sense the crown of your head rising towards the heavens. Great. And then lower one hand down onto one knee and bring the other hand up towards the third eye, brushing the third eye with your index and your middle fingers. And then close off your left nostril with your ring finger and then inhale into your right nostril. And close off your right nostril and exhale out of your left. Inhale into your left nostril. Close it and then exhale out of your right. And continue inhaling right. Exhaling left. Inhaling left. And exhaling right. And let's do 2 more rounds of this. Inhaling into your right nostril, even if it feels challenging and it feels quite stuffy, continue. Exhaling out of the left nostril. This will help clear the pathways of your sinuses. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. This time, breathe a little deeper into that right nostril and breathe into the whole right side of your body. Empty it out via the left nostril. And then inhale into your left nostril, left side of your body. And empty that out via the right nostril. And then lower your hand down and feel. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So often when we're, going through a sinus episode, we haven't got as much oxygen. So this nadi shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, can really help you to re-oxygenate your body. So we're going to do a couple of things here. This is traditional Chinese medicine, a few acupressure points that might just help to alleviate some of that congestion. So first one is just underneath the collarbones, so the outer edges of the collarbones are your lung 1 and 2 points. So we're just going to tap into those with the little spire here. So just tap around, and if it feels a little bit tender, that's completely normal. So tap, tap, tap on one side, and then try the other side, tap, tap, tap. You might want to have a box of tissues ready. You might have an evacuation via your nostrils. Good. And then, sometimes when your head feels congested, you can tap into these large intestine points, large intestine 20. And so just have a little rub around here, just either side of the flare of the nostril. And I can show you on my body where they are, but have a feel, really tune into your body and notice how this area feels. And you might even like to tap, you might even like to press up into your eyebrows, the inner eyebrows, along the eyebrows. So this is what I was doing all last week, into just before the temples, maybe down around the sinus area, just tapping all the way around, just digging in a little bit, but being really gentle and coming back to that large intestine point, giving it a little bit more of a rub. Take a deep breath in through both nostrils, and then exhale out of the mouth. Wonderful. So let's start to use a little bit more yoga. So we're going to interlock our fingers here. Take an inhale and let your elbows rise up. And then exhale, push your palms away and round your back and draw your navel to your spine. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale a big, big circle of radiance around your body. Interlock your fingers behind your back and draw your chest open as you inhale. Maybe looking up. It's a good stretch for those lung 1 and 2 points. And then exhale and float your hands back. Okay? So let's try that again. Inhale, maybe interlock in the opposite direction. Exhale, push the palms away, round the back. Give your back a good stretch. Inhale, palms up to the sky. Sit up tall. Exhale, big, big circle of radiance. Inhale, open your chest. Draw the backs of your hands down to on the ground behind you. And then exhale, float your hands back into your heart. How does that feel? Really tune into feeling and sensation. Often I find when I've got congestion in my head, a lot of my attention is going into my head and I'm overthinking, and that overthinking, the manas, the mind, is getting stressed. So let's get back into the body now. All right, so let's move a little bit really gently. So I've got socks on. I've got socks on today because it's just started to drop in temperature here, and I just want to make sure I stay warm, seeing as I have been a little bit unwell. So let's come into a tabletop position. The heels of the hands are right underneath the shoulders, the joints of the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And you can choose here what you'd like to do. What I might do is move my feet as I move my spine. So as we inhale, we might open the chest area, looking slightly forward. And then as we exhale, we might round the back and let the tops of the feet come down onto the mat. Inhale, turn the toes under, and then exhale and round and press the floor away with your hands and with your knees. And if you're only able to at this point in time do this in a chair, you could turn this into a seated cat-cow. Inhaling to open, really feel into your spinal column, mobilizing, and then exhaling and rounding. And what we're looking to do here is we're looking to release tension and tightness from the spinal column and all those little nerve endings along that pathway. One more of those, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhale, find neutral. And then exhale, you might release back. And here is where we're going to use the blocks. So we're going to do a little practice here, which is Ustrasana, camel pose. And this is to open up the chest. Again, you could do this in a chair. So I'm going to pop my blocks just by the sides of my feet, maybe my ankles. And we're going to do it one hand at a time, all right? So the blocks are pretty close to your feet. We're going to inhale and reach both arms up. And then I'm going to exhale and windmill my right hand down toward the block. So I could come onto my fingertips, opening and broadening the chest. Could come onto the heel of my hand. Yeah. Inhale, reach up with the right hand. And then exhale, windmill back with the left hand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float that right hand down. And this time, let's just stay for a moment. Again, we're broadening through that lung 1 and 2 point. So we're staying here, we're having a couple of breaths. If you're in a chair, you could be sitting in a chair and just windmill those arms back, opening and broadening consciously. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And then exhale, windmill the left hand down, opening up the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, windmill that left arm up. And then exhale, windmill both arms back and down. Good. Turn your toes under and sit back. And then maybe take your blocks towards the top of your mat there. So we're going to head toward that chair in a moment. The blocks are going to feature quite strongly throughout this practice. They're really helpful in opening and broadening the chest. The next thing we're going to do though is head towards the chair, because it's going to be a landing point for our head. So at the moment I'm just stretching through the soles of my feet. Nice, nice, nice. And then when you're ready, let's come on up. Step 1 foot forward. take our hands onto that thigh or that, onto that thigh, and then step. Yep. And then from here, take your blocks just under your chair and grab your bolster. And here we're going to drain our sinuses. So we're going to turn our body upside down, not in a full inversion, but a partial inversion. So forehead down, onto the chair or onto the bolster. Hands can be supported by the blocks. And all we're going to do here is breathe. And so when our nose is blocked, our head, our sinuses are blocked, this can be quite challenging. A posture like this can be quite challenging. Even now, I've got a bit of residue there. So I'm finding, yeah, it is. If that's the case, it might even be good here to use your fingertips to have a little bit of a play, a feel of your sinuses. We'll take a couple more breaths here. See if you can breathe into your belly. You can have your legs straight or your knees a bit bent, whatever feels better for your body. And if you were doing this in a chair, what you could do is be seated in the chair and then lean forward onto a bench or a table. One more breath. Great. And then from here, press into the blocks. We're going to come up halfway. And then take your opposite foot back and come down onto one knee. Yeah. And if that's not going to work in your body, do it in a way that'll work in your body. You might weeping willow down. That might be a better idea for your body. So do what's right for you. And then we are going to finish off this practice. See? Gentle, easy. We're going to finish off this practice with one of my favorite chest openers. And this is a chest opener. It's a variation on Matsyasana, the fish pose. So we've got one block on the high side or on the lower side, whatever you choose. And then this block, so this is under our head, and this block is underneath the back of the bra strap, if you are a person that wears a bra. Now, if these blocks feel a bit hard for you, you might want to put, say, a bit of padding, a blanket over the top, or you could use your bolster. So you do you. I'm going to lay down onto my block, a little bit high, and we're going to do a little breath practice here. So if you need to pause the video to get comfortable here, feel free to do that. You can have your feet knees up, feet down. You could have your legs long. I would tend to, if I'm wanting to open up and broaden through my chest here, I would tend to open my palms rather than face my palms down. But you do what feels right for you. Soften your forearms down. Chin is slightly tucked. Close your eyes if that feels good for you in your body. And then let's begin to cultivate the ujjayi sound. So we're going to squeeze a little through the back of the throat, and we're going to make the sound that the waves of the sea make when we're listening to the waves kind of crashing and flowing. And I might be able to make it loud enough for the microphone for here, but maybe not. Maybe I'll have to make another video to teach the Ujjayi Pranayama. So when you're ready, we're going to begin to lengthen the breath using the Ujjayi sound. No need to count, just letting that breath be as long as feels comfortable for you, letting your belly expand on the inhalation and, and gently lowering on the exhalation. Relax down into the blocks, down into the support of your mat. And again, if you were in a chair, it might be, you're just keeping that chest position nice and open. A couple more breaths here. And remember, you can stay in each of these positions for as long as feels good for you. And you can also release out of them if we're staying a little too long. So, you get to make your rules here with your practice. One more breath. Expanding and then gently contracting and releasing the out breath. And then let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And relax your body down a little more fully into support. And for a few moments, just be. Just be here. Listening to your body, your breath. And let your attention expand outward now, sensing the room and the environment around you. You might listen to sounds, receiving those vibrations into your body. You might notice some aromas, the oils. You might notice a taste in your mouth. You might sense some draining of the sinuses now, releasing of mucus and congestion. And just see if, just for the next few breaths, you might relax a little more deeply onto the support of your blocks or your bolster. Directly breathing into those lung 1 and 2 points and the outer edges just underneath the collarbones. supporting the lungs, supporting the reoxygenation of the body. And then wriggle your fingers, your toes. Take a deep breath in through both of your nostrils and then exhale out of your mouth. And then in a way that feels really good to you, start to roll to one side and press up off those blocks. And you might even want to use one to sit on. Slide it under your bottom, either cross-legged or in Vajrasana. And then maybe, just to finish us off, let's tap. Oh, I forgot our microphone was there. Let me unclip that. Here it is. Let's just tap into the thymus gland. So this is where we produce those T cells that go out and make sure that we're remaining really healthy and resilient. So let's wake up our thymus gland. It tends to shrivel as we get older. It's not a nice thought, is it? Anyway, we're going to reactivate it now. And if this point is a little bit tender, it's okay. We'll just do it really gently. You might pitter-patter, pitter-patter. Yeah, nice. And then if you have a microphone on, reconnect it. And let's finish our practice together. Inhale your arms up and around you in a huge circle of gratefulness, of radiance. Bring the palms together above the head. And then exhale, slide them down that central axis. Brush the third eye with the back of the thumbs, closing your eyes. And bring your hands right into your heart. Taking a moment to find a little gratitude. May each of us be well. May each of us be safe. May each of us be happy. And may each of us be at ease. When you're ready, you might like to flutter your eyelids open. I hope that helps. I hope that your sinuses feel a little better for doing this practice. And maybe you'd like to do it a few times just to see how it affects your body and your mind. Remember, yoga is a practice. It's not a perfect, and we can adjust our practice according to what we need. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you well wherever you are, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for joining me, and if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love you to. Thank you so much. Namaste. Bye for now.